Well, good morning. Looks like a little bit of fog in the cockpit this morning. I messed up big time. I think I hit the start recording, stop recording button immediately. After I hit the start, I hit the stop or whatever it was. But whatever I did, there was no, there's no record of today's activity. And today was a very nice day on 144.205. Looking at the APRS map, which is right now 11 o'clock local time, it was similar. It was similar all morning. I see that it looks like there's some enhanced propagation from northern North Carolina down towards Florida, and that was experienced by N1 Germany Charlie. Gary worked a few stations down in Florida, and he had good copy on them. K8TQK up in Ohio, uh, right up here somewhere in Ohio. K8TQK worked down into Alabama this morning with better than average signals. And my report from northern Pennsylvania down to Virginia, North Carolina area was also pretty enhanced this morning. Map is not really showing anything. It's not doing justice for what the condition really was, but it was good conditions. Right now, I'm looking at the beacon situation. If I come over here and show you right that little line right here, this is the Tennessee beacon. That's better than 400 miles from my location. I don't recall what the power level of the beacon is, but it's pretty easy, probably pretty easily copyable. You can hear it in the background. Echo Mary 86. I don't always hear that beacon. So the big beacon to the left out of my pass band right now is the WA1ZMS beacon down in Fox Mike 07. That has a huge signal. That's a huge level today. I'm going to move my, change that, put that in the middle of the pass band, and then I'll move the antenna a few degrees down towards the ZMS beacon, and you'll start to see the signal peak way up. Pretty good signal level. I'm moving my scale of my strip recorder down and see that it's almost 35 decibels out of my normal noise floor. So that's a good signal. But it still is enhanced a little bit for me in that direction, being able to copy the is it WD4 GSM beacon? I think that's the call letters of it. Not always heard. So looking at the log this morning, I think this is some pretty cool stuff right now. The old activity report indicating who I talked to and how many miles the station was away, my bearing. All of these activity reports are available for you guys to use on the 205morningreport.com page. You'll see that the 205 activity report is there. It was designed by N5GX, Dan down in Florida, Echo Lima 98. He designed the report, and he nicely put my little picture in here. I think he calls it, he says I'm the grand poobah. Well, I don't know about that, but I'll take the activity report. First thing in the morning, usually work KDHJQ, and then KJ4MCZ on the North Carolina Virginia border, and I'm on the New York Pennsylvania border. So he's 366 miles to my south. Now, His signal was coming through quite strong, so I had him reduce his power level as low as he could get, and I could still copy him fine. And I wish I wish I hadn't messed up the recording, because you guys would be able to hear what 1.6 watts sounds like from 366 miles away when the condition is pretty good. A very, very significant signal. And this was not in a super enhanced condition. This was certainly better than normal, but not super enhanced. N3JDR not too far away, 1 watt, no problem. He was 30 dB out of the noise, 30 dB above my noise floor with 1 watt. I also worked N1 Germany Charlie this morning with good signals. Gary was worked on sideband 5 and 2, 446 miles away, and WB7 PMP also 95, Echo Mary 95, 2 North Carolina stations, 444 miles, and his signal this morning was probably, I think I gave him a report of about 5 by 5. He was right around 15 or 20 dB out of the noise. Yesterday he was actually stronger. And W9ZIH, my best DX of the day, 560 miles away, was a little stronger than normal out west of Chicago at 560 miles, 539 report. So he's way out here in Illinois, and I'm over here in north central Pennsylvania. No enhancement shown on the APRS map, and 500-mile contact. I also made contact this morning with Whiskey Charlie 4 Norway, 549, 438 miles away in Tennessee. Same location as the beacon, and his signal was up a little bit. Normally it's more like a 529. Today it was a 549. However, the best DX of the day that I could see from where I was between W1 Victor David and down to Whiskey Baker 7 Peter Mike Peter. So FN31 to Echo Mary 95, which middle of Connecticut here, no propagation enhancement shown all the way down to North Carolina. 587 miles, 588 miles, and Jay also worked Echo Mary 89 station K8TQK that he often works that he works every day at 567 miles, 567 miles. So we did have some pretty good contacts made today with conditions a little bit above normal. Again, my apologies for not catching it all, and I kind of like to save them here on YouTube, but it really is a cool thing so that we can go back later and have a look and see what conditions were on a certain day when you made different contacts. So in closing, including a map of what the APRS looks like might also in the future look like something fun to do. Also looking at the surface weather analysis map that kind of is showing you that there's a big high pressure zone out here to the east and low pressure moving in from the west. And don't we kind of see the squeeze taking place here and the good propagation sort of following this squeeze line. Looks like the high pressure area would have I believe the high pressure is clockwise or counterclockwise. I should know that. I think it's clockwise rotation. So air is circulating around like this around a high, and then around low pressure, counterclockwise circulation. So air is circulating around in a circle like this. So you can imagine if you move the counterclockwise rotation low with the clockwise rotation high, you kind of get any warm air coming from the Gulf of Mexico area swooping up to in between them and causing perhaps some layering of hot air, cold air. And we do know that hot air ducts produce good propagation, and that may be an explanation for why the um, APRS map is showing this propagation coming up from the south right now. Anyway, I will not be on the air tomorrow, so there'll be no YouTube tomorrow. Sorry about the mess up today, and good work here. 27 stations in my log, 28 stations in my log today, a little better than normal. Um, Talk to you guys later. We'll shut the YouTube off now, and hopefully I've pushed the correct buttons.